Good morning, it's Brenda Quintana and I am live in my Beehive studio this morning. If you're watching me on YouTube and you want to fast forward, I'm not live on YouTube. If you want to go a couple minutes in until I actually get my stamping, please go ahead. I use the first couple of minutes to wait for the live people on Facebook Live. And if you don't want to hear my jibber jabber, please feel free to fast forward. So this week, things are crazy this week after last week where I was like so sad because my son was off in Puerto Rico and my husband had ditched me for dinner on Monday night, business dinner, and it was a last minute business thing, but that was totally cool. But I was just like in a place where I was like so weepy last week. My goodness. Well, by the end of the week, everything got really crazy. So, you know, I should have just enjoyed the calm and the peace and the alone time because now it's like, but this week there's lots of stuff going on. My poor mom, she fell last week and broke her wrist and her hip, and she lives up in Canada. And so next Tuesday, I will be up in Canada with my mom and dad and taking care of them for a little bit. I was planning on going out in May, but I have switched my flight to April because I thought I could be more used to them earlier rather than in May. So I thought, so next week I will not be here for Casing Tuesday doing a Facebook Live, and I won't be here the week after. I'm sorry about that. It's just very difficult to do a live, not because I don't have an internet connections. I don't have my supplies with me, and it's just hard. Like, it just wouldn't be possible to do a Facebook Live then. So I apologize for that. But I will be back here the last week, the last Tuesday in April, I will be back here again. So there's that going on. This week, this Friday, I fly out to On Stage, which is a Stampin' Up's convention. It's a short one-day convention. So I will be gone this weekend. So it's just crazy time. So I'm getting ready for that. I'm getting ready to leave. I fly back Sunday night, have my team meeting, have Monday to get loose ends tied up, and then I fly out on Tuesday for Canada. Just craziness. So yeah, I should have enjoyed last week, right? Yeah, careful what you wish for. Anyway, I love today's Casing Tuesday card. It was a little different. It was actually based on what looks like a box rather than an actual card. And so I took a little bit of a liberty with the layout because I kind of felt like it kind of needed to be pared down a little bit. So I did that. I really like that. And you are welcome to join me on our Facebook group and post your card too afterwards. So if you're looking for any of the links, anything that I talk about during this video, my blog posts, measurements, link to the Casing Tuesday Facebook group, any information that I talk about, it is down in the description of the video. They're all the links that you'll need to know. And if you can't find something you're looking for, there's also a contact link that you can contact me. So if you have any questions while I am stamping, please ask them. I will be happy to answer them. So without further ado, I am going to turn my camera around. I hope everyone's doing well this week too. Hope you're not having a crazy week like me. Let me turn this around. Kind of a gray day here this morning, but that's okay. I'm just happy it's not raining today, right? It was raining yesterday, and yeah. All right, so here is our casing. It's a box actually, but you could kind of turn it into a card front, and that is what we did for the layout. So if you're looking for a layout with measurements, please go to the Casing Tuesday Facebook group for this one. It's a very nice spring card. I kind of took it and I did kind of just this took this part of it. I didn't kind of do the whole portrait, no, landscape mode. I did kind of a portrait card based on that. So let me set this aside, out of the way. So here's my card, and I love it. You know, I have had this Dandelion Wishes stamp set forever, and I have never ever used it, and that's just sad because it is the most gorgeous set. There are so many pretty samples out there with it, but I really like how I did this. I'm going to show you how I kind of did that little white halo. That's kind of probably the best thing in this whole card is that halo. So I'm going to show you how I did that. So let's start off by doing that. We need this color of blue, which I have just forgotten. What color is this? There's been too many light blues. It is not Bashful Blue. It is Balmy Blue. Balmy Blue. Yes. Okay. And Mossy Meadow. I don't know why I can't remember Balmy Blue. There's been like 5 times now where I've been trying to remember that name, and I always need a moment for that blue. And I've got the Dandelion stamp already mounted. This stamp, I actually trimmed around it a little bit because that way I can see where I'm stamping better. I don't put my stickers on my stamps. I just don't. But now they're too sticky for me. So I got so many years of not putting stickers on. I just don't want to. Yeah, I refuse to put the stickers on. But therefore I trim around a little bit. I like that so I can kind of see where everything is. So I'm just going to ink this up in Mossy Meadow. My Mossy Meadow ink pad was really dry, so I re-inked it. So I'm just going to make sure that I really have ink on here. And then I'm just going to stamp it. Yeah, I'm just going to stamp it kind of centered up at the top. So kind of equal distance side to side to top. And I just, because this is not Whisper White cardstock, I'm just going to take a few extra seconds to just kind of let that ink absorb into the cardstock. So that's what you get. You could also do black. I like Mossy Meadow because I'm doing a Mossy Meadow layer in the background. Now, if you wanted to, you could heat set this. And the reason I heat set it is because we're going to come in with white craft ink. You don't have to. I actually didn't heat set it on this card, but I noticed my sponge dauber has started to have, this is my sponge dauber. Can you see there's a slight green hue on it? Well, I think because like I was like pouncing on it right afterwards, like I think that it picked up the ink. So let me just, I'm going to heat set it. Let's see if that helps with the ink not coming off on my sponge dauber. We'll see. It's not necessary. It's just like a thing because I kind of wanted my white sponge dauber to stay white. A little picky little thing. Okay, so you'll need a sponge dauber and you'll need our Whisper White Stampin' Up pad, and it comes, you can buy it with a re-inker. And I didn't ink up my whole pad because what happens is I tend to use it very little, and this will dry out really quickly. Our craft ink dries out more quickly than our regular stamp pads. So I just like to ink like one little corner. Have this come down. Okay, here we go. I just ink one little corner, and then by the time I use my white ink pad again, this little spot is usually dry again. But it's, for me, if I was inking up a bigger stamp, of course I would ink up a bigger area. But my thought is, if it's going to dry out anyway, why would I want to ink up the whole pad? So that's why I'm just using one little corner, because that way I'm just using the ink that I need when I need it, right? So I actually inked it up last night, so it probably still had enough ink on it, but you need enough white on there so that you can come on there and you're just going to stipple around the outside of your dandelions. Make them look like real dandelions. And I find that this craft ink does sink in just a little bit. So we're going to let this sit for a little bit. And then we'll come back and we'll stipple one more time. And we'll see if we can make sure we get enough white on there. So just kind of go around the edges like that. We'll see. It looks better once the whole card is put together, but that's the idea. So we'll just kind of let that sit aside for a second, and then we'll go on and stamp the rest of the card. Oh, by the way, you probably want to know what size piece this is. The measurements are on my blog. Let me tell you, this is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. Then this little piece is 3 inches by 3 1/4. And I'm going to use this little greeting. I need the Mossy Meadow ink pad again. Remember I was having trouble opening ink pads and I showed you guys how I did it. You can still do this. So you press up like that with your bone folder, flip around, use your surface to press down. And then let's ink this little guy up. Make sure it's the right way around. And let me center this. That's pretty good. And I can get rid of this ink pad. Okay, next step. I'm trying to decide what to do next. Oh, let's get the card base done while I'm waiting for that to dry up a little bit. So I've got a card base, and oh, this is the sad thing. Lemon Lime Twist, why? Did you know that like Lemon Lime Twist is retiring, and it's been an in color of ours for 2 years. The first time I saw it, I thought it was the ugliest color ever. I did not think this color would sell well at all. I don't know why. I love it so much now. It is such a great color. It is not yellow and it's not quite green. It's perfectly described as Lemon Lime Twist. And it's just that perfect pop of color, and I'm going to really miss it. It has been a really good color in our collection. If you like this color as much as I do, I put the links on my blog to the things that are going to sell out quickly. The retirement list is going to be revealed next week. So it's going to have, we know that Lemon Lime Twist is retiring because it's an in color that has a 2-year lifespan. So this color, the cardstock, the ink refill, this beautiful ombre ribbon, this is going. And I would recommend getting some extra cardstock and an ink refill to make sure that you can carry on using it if you like this color. It is such a great color. So anyway, today it's kind of like Ode to Lemon Lime Twist Day, because I just realized that it's going to be leaving, and it's my favorite color of that group. This card base is 11 inches by 4 1/4 inches, scored in half at the 5 1/2 inch mark. Then I took a piece of, this is also going to be retiring. This is the 2017-2019 In Color Designer Series paper. And this is also cut to the size of a card base. So it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm just going to glue it to the front. You know, I had it all year long. I was just happily using it, and then all of a sudden it's just like, yeah, it's going. It kind of felt like a core color to me, and it's so funny that I thought that it was just an ugly color. But when you match it with all the other colors, it's so great. And the first time I saw it, to be fair, I saw it on a computer. It wasn't in front of me, and I couldn't hold it up to all of our new colors. So it wasn't really a fair comparison. All right, and now I have a piece of Mossy Meadow, This is 3.5 by 4 3/4. And I am going to do that angle. I know it's really hard for me to do these little angles. I'm just going to glue it on to here like that. It's like, it's not right that it's crooked, but you have to do it sometimes. Follow the layout. Okay, so it is a little crooked, but that's okay, right? We can handle it. I have to tell you, this morning, my husband was putting his little water glass away from breakfast, and he didn't put it right next to the glass that was next to it. Like, he left like a space, and I'm like, why did you do that? It's kind of like putting something crooked. I was like, I think he just did it just to see if I would move it. He likes to do that every once in a while to see if I will do that. And I did. I moved it. I'm like, why would you like skip a gap? It's just bad, right? Yeah. He likes to tease me sometimes. Okay, so I'm just stippling this again because it does sink in a little bit. So I just want to hit it one more time. And just keep in mind that this is, because it's craft ink, it's going to stay wet a little longer than our other ink. So you don't want to have this rub up against anything, or you don't want to put it in a sleeve, like one of those clear plastic sleeves right away. You want to let it sit out for maybe an hour. Maybe that's a little long, but just to let it really dry and, you know, so it doesn't smear on anything. So we're going to take some of this lemon lime twist ribbon. And I think I put my little locking tweezers away. Right now this looks kind of weird, doesn't it? Looks kind of not quite finished. So having this ribbon down here on the bottom really helps. So let me just measure up a piece. That looks good. This ombre ribbon, I also mentioned this in my blog post, is really nice ribbon. It ties really nicely. You know, sometimes you get a ribbon and it's just too bulky and it doesn't tie nicely, but this one really is just beautiful ribbon. It's got that beautiful shading on it and it's just nice to tie. So if you're getting any Lemon Lime Twist products and you don't already have this ribbon, I tell you, this ribbon is just, it's the bomb. It's awesome. So I just tied that up, and let's just angle cut this a little bit. Okay, that looks pretty good. And we still have to put the greeting on there. So let's just see. Yeah, it looks like we have enough room. We want to cover up the bottom of those stems so they don't look like they're like hanging out in midair, but that just kind of works out really well. So just take this, some Tombow on the back, a little bit down here, and then I am going to center the artichoke piece. So, and I'm going to, the artichoke piece is crooked. The blue piece, the balmy blue piece, is straight. So that kind of helps. Even though it's crooked, there is some control in it. See? See how I did that? Even when something's crooked, I can make it crooked on purpose and control it a little bit. And then the last thing we just need to do is take some Tombow and put it on. I'm getting down to the bottom of my bottle. And just add it right over here. Like that. So then when I finished that part, I was like, oh, that looks really nice, but it would look even nicer with some pearl jewels on it. So you can kind of see right now, this one on the right doesn't have any embellishments on it, and it looks fine, but these little pearls, they come in 3 different sizes, and there's kind of 3 different sizes of centers, so it was kind of calling to me that these little pearl jewels needed to have homes right in the center of these little flowers. Come on. I like to add them to the end of the paper piercing tool because it's just easier to position them then. And then there's one of these little guys up here. I'm going to grab it and put it right in the center like that. See? This wasn't even a hard card, right? It was like so easy, just using the sponge dauber, just a couple of things of stamping. It's not hard at all. And look at the gorgeous ribbon. It's so pretty, isn't it? Okay, let me look back here and see if there's any questions before I turn my camera around. Happy spring, everyone. Oh, and hello from Missouri and Arizona. Welcome to everyone who's here. Oh, hello from Australia. That's awesome. It's so nice to have people from different countries too. Kind of feels like international. That's awesome. All right, let me turn this around. So, those are the cards, and just keep in mind Lemon Lime Twist is retiring, and you know, I would get any of the in colors that are retiring. If you like them, get them now, because what happens as soon as the retirement list hits, people go, oh, I need to get those colors, and guess what? A lot of times they sell out really quickly. They don't have enough ink refills because people want them. Cardstock tends to sell out quickly. So make sure that if you like any of those colors, get them this week before the retirement list hits, because once they're on the retirement list, they're while supplies last. And sometimes even before that, if they're like really in low supply, they'll just say, sorry, we already sold out and we're not getting any new in. So I would definitely encourage you to jump on the bandwagon with those colors. And next week we'll find out which stamp sets and dies and all of that retire, and we'll find that out very soon. I'm going to get to see the new catalog, hopefully on Friday or Saturday, so that will be super cool. Customers won't be able to see the catalog until, well, they might see the new catalog in May, but you won't be able to order from the catalog until June. So if you really, really, really want to pre-order and you are a customer, you can get the starter kit. It's such a great deal always, and you can, if you get the starter kit, then you can put new products in the starter kit. The pre-order will be in May for that. So once demonstrators are able to order in May, you could definitely sign up for the starter kit and put new products on your starter kit order, and then you can start ordering from the pre-order is not the entire catalog, it is a select part of the catalog, because it's like a big changeover of catalogs. They don't allow us to order from the whole catalog because it's too much product. It's like the old catalog and the new catalog. It's just generally too much space that it takes up. So they have a choice of products that you can order from. Oh, Karen, I'm sorry you couldn't see me right from the start, but as soon as I finish this, you can watch me live again. So I hope you're able to do that. I liked this card because it's easy, but it's got a lot of little elements to it, so it actually looks harder than it is. So I really like this one. So it's kind of cool. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a great few weeks that I won't be here doing Casing Tuesday. I will see you again at the end of April. And in the meantime, please, if you have questions or anything like that, I'm still around in contact, and I'll be monitoring all my ways of getting in contact with me. So please send me questions and stuff. I'm around that way. I'm just not able to do lives while I'm gone. All right, you guys have a great day, and I hope you get a chance to do this layout and join us on Casing Tuesday. Bye.